As I said to the few who didn't agree, if I did reply, don't shoot the messenger. I was simply sharing what dying people had shared with me. At least 95% of the feedback that came in from that article, though, was beautiful. It also reinforced just how much we all have in common, despite cultural differences. All the while this was happening, I was living in the cottage, enjoying the bliss of the birds and other wildlife that the creek out the front drew in. I sat at the table on my veranda each day and kept working, saying yes to opportunities that began presenting themselves. In the months that followed, over 1 million people read the top 5 regrets of the dying. Within a year, that number had more than trebled. It was due to the enormous amount of people who connected to this theme, and at the request of many people who contacted me afterwards, that I decided to elaborate on the subject. It had always been my intention to write a full-length book one day, as many other people also wished to do. As it turned out, it was only through telling my own story here that I could fully articulate the lessons that were given to me while caring for dying people. The book I had wanted to write was ready to be written. It is now this book. As you will read from my story, I've never been one to follow any traditional ways in life, if such a thing truly exists. I live as I am guided, and write this book simply as a woman who has a story to share. Also, I am Australian, and as much as I have written as universally as possible, Australian spelling and language is used. Almost all of the names in the book have been altered to protect the privacy of the families and friends. My first yoga teacher, my boss at the prenatal centre, the caravan park owner, my mentor with the jail system, and any songwriters mentioned are all original names, however. The chronological order has been shifted slightly too, in order to share common themes between clients. My thanks go to all who have assisted my journey in so many different ways. For support and/or positive influence professionally, special thanks go to Marie Burrows, Elizabeth Cham, Valda Lowe, Rob Conway, Risa Ryan, Barbara Gilder, Dad, Pablo Acosta, Bruce Reed, Joan Dennis, Siegfried Kunz, Jill Maher, Guy Cachel, Michael Bloem, Anna Gonsalves, Kate and Cole Baker, Ingrid Cliff, Mark Patterson, Jane Dargaville, Joe Wallace, Bernadette, and all who support my writing and music by connecting with it in a positive way. Thank you also to the many people who helped to keep a roof over my head at various times, including Mark Avellino, Auntie Jo, Sue Gregg, Helen Atkins, Uncle Fred, Diane Greg Burns, Dusty Cattell, Marty McIlvany, and all of my wonderful house-sitting clients whose homes I have loved as my own. Thank you also to every kind person who has ever fed me. For personal support along the winding road, I thank all friends, past and present, near and far. Thank you for enriching my life in so many ways. Special thanks to Mark Nevin, Sharon Rochford, Julie Skerritt, Mel Giolongo, Angeline Rattensay, Katia McFarlane, Brad Antonio, Angie Bidwell, Teresa Clancy, Barbara Squire, all who serve at the meditation centre in the mountains that led me to a road of peace, and my partner. You have all been my stretcher when I've most needed to rest. Thanks, of course, to my mother, Joy, the most appropriately named person to ever walk the earth. What a sacred lesson in love you have given me, by natural example. Endless thanks, beautiful woman. To all of the wonderful people who have now passed on, whose stories not only make up this book, but have also influenced my life significantly. This book is a tribute to you. I also thank the families left behind for the loving, memorable times we experienced together. Thank you all. Lastly, thank you to the magpie singing in the tree by the creek as I write this. You and all of your fellow birds have kept me delightful company whilst writing these pages. Thank you, God, for sustaining me and for sending so much beauty my way. Sometimes we don't know until much later that a particular moment in time has changed our life's direction. So many of the moments shared in this book changed my life. Thank you, Cess, for reigniting the writer within me. And thank you, the reader and listener,